Hey everyone. So, 51 weeks ago, I made a video on New Year's Eve. It was a very quick thing I did. I was at work and I just made a quick little video saying just how I was feeling mentally, emotionally during the year, the tough time I was going through, and just sort of a kind of a half-assed holiday message. Yeah, that was on New Year's last year. 52 weeks ago, um, I was not doing well at all. 52 weeks ago, I I wanted to I wanted to end my own life. Um, I didn't. I stayed. Um, I decided to stay just because well it's been a whole year now, and I don't regret it. I I guess before I just spent so much of my life. Before I should get into that, I just want to thank the people around me. Um, I want to thank my family. Uh, even if no one really gave me any like real advice, they were just always there for me. I need to thank my friends. I spent so much of my life just being lonely and not really close to anyone. But I've been talking with and hanging out with so much more friends this year. I just want to thank all my friends in person and all my friends online. I'm not going to name them all, but you know who you are. Some people in real life I've already talked to about this. I think actually people online I've talked to about this too, but um, my online friends know who they are. Um, Even if I haven't met you in person, you've made a real big impact on me, and I appreciate you guys so much. Um, yeah, and of course, thank you to all my friends in real life who have not just um, healed my loneliness, but they have given me hope in that people are not so bad as I used to think they were, and that people can be good. Because I spent so much of my life just avoiding people and paradoxically turning into kind of a rotten, sour person in the process, just because of all the mistreatment that I dealt with. And and I grew up, and I still had this immature attitude, and yeah, it was just really ruining my adult life, my social life, and my ambitions, and and everything just felt so pointless. Um, and I knew that, you know, and I knew what was wrong with me. Um, and it just made me more depressed because I also had this nihilistic mindset, and I was just like, oh well, there's nothing. Like it doesn't matter if I change, I'm not gonna change the world. I'm just one person out of many. Like so what? Like when I say that, I mean what makes me special? Why do I deserve to be happy when everyone else is miserable? And and I realized what really upset me was that there's just so many people who I see potential in people. You know, I almost feel like this what I've told myself that oh I hate people, I don't like being around people. I'm starting to realize it's a lie. I don't believe that people are evil or are born evil inside out. You know, we and I realized it was really just this inaction that made me just sit around being idle and feeling sorry for myself. You know, we prop up these people all the time. You see all the time on the internet. We prop up these people like Fred Rogers or Bob Ross or Steve Irwin, the wholesome people that we love, and we're like, wow, these were amazing people. They really they were pure. Like you know, like we look in all our favorite celebrities or whatever, and turns out I don't know they cheated on their wife or something. But like these people were so pure and they were so good, and we're like, oh, I wish I could be like that. Like, well, why can't you? You can. If you want to be like that, you can do that. And I've been trying so hard to just be a better person, be a kinder person, to see me in others, if that makes sense. I don't think it sounds narcissistic, but I think you know what I mean. You're not dumb. You're subscribed to my channel. You know what I'm talking about. You're brilliant. But to just see the good in people, to see where their flaws stem from, I feel that is just so much of an issue with humanity is that we just don't connect, we don't commune, and that is detrimental to our species and to our society, to the world. And I wanted to another reason I want to do these is because I want to reach out to people who are also feeling the same things that I was feeling, the things I still am feeling. I'm far from cured, you guys. I don't feel like I'm that much better. I don't feel like I'm that much more kind or sympathetic. I feel like I've improved, sure. Like I think I've done a better job, but you know, I'm far from cured. Um, if that's even possible to be cured, who the hell knows? Um, but like I want to reach out and I know the strong. I'm not gonna come on here to be like, oh, this is why I didn't kill myself. Just think of this. And like that, it doesn't work like that. I've expressed this in other videos, like and even other experts have said like you can't really convince people who are contemplating to not go through with suicide. Um, it's just something I can't even explain why it happens for me or why I came out of it. It just kind of went. I just stuck around and uh, things got better. So and yeah, like if anyone is out there and they're watching this, I see you, I feel you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to talk down to you. Um, something that I've seen people be critical of, and even I was kind of critical of it first, but I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of helpful. Last year, I mentioned someone who was on a YouTube channel, and they passed away over a year ago by now. Shortly before they died, however, on a stream they were doing, they were talking to somebody talking to somebody who said that they wanted to off themselves, and what he said was if you end it all, then there's no chance. There's a guarantee that nothing will get better. But so you might as well just stick around and see what happens. And my issue with that was, just I'm not gonna lie. Part of it was like I didn't want to get duped. I'm like I'm not gonna stay around in this. Like it was just everything was saying like oh it was these very empty maxims of just being like oh just stay around, just stay. Life is beautiful, and they were just kind of empty. Like it didn't really come with the actual care, or at least it didn't feel like it to me. And it's like I don't want to get tricked. Like it was a hatred of just life and people and God. It's suicide is this ultimate act of rebellion, and I don't want that to sound like convincing because yeah, I kind of did that in that one video I did, and I don't I don't know about that, um, but I just look around at like everyone just it still feels that like nobody cares. I mean, I know people care. They have to care about their own life, but they just go through. They go to work. They see their family for 2 minutes a day. They doom scroll, watch mind-numbing videos on TikTok, and that's all they do. That's their life. That's the only thing they do. It makes that's what makes me depressed. Makes me depressed that just how many amazing people there are in this world, and that's how they live. They don't pursue their passions. They don't pursue their ambitions. They waste it to capitalistic overlords, to businesses. They just their primary function is to pay bills and scrape by. They work to survive. They survive to work. Like this is not like just an anti-capitalist leftist rant or whatever. Like we humans have this ability to laugh. We have an ability to laugh at things. We have an ability to cry at things. These are not these are things that are intrinsic to our buildup, our biological makeup, but they are not crucial to our survival. They have nothing to do with that. I mean, at least I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not Charles Darwin, but as far as I know, like they're just responses to emotion, to feeling things, to experiencing things in life. And I don't know how many people this video is going to reach. Probably not much. I mean, again, these are the things that kind of make me hopeless is that just how many people just stay stagnant and idle. Um, but then I remember that for a while that was me. I just sat around just doing nothing and feeling sorry for myself and losing passion for all the things that I love for movies and music um, and just living and being with people. And I had two options. I could die or I could do something about it. I I made a decision to just keep going. And I said, well, I gotta try and be better if if I don't want to sink back into that again. And that's what it takes. It just I don't feel like it was difficult. Maybe it was. Maybe it's I'm looking at it differently because I've moved past that now. But but yeah, I mean, I think you have the potential to be whatever kind of person you want to be. You have this ability. You you can do whatever you want with this life. As I stare out the window on this muggy, rainy day in the desert on Christmas Eve, this horrible, depressing looking day, honestly. And it's weird because so many people this year, I've never been a festive person, and my dislike for the holidays has grown more and more over the years. And at one point I was like, no, I'm just not going to do Christmas anymore. But I'm trying to be better, so I'm doing Christmas. I'm doing it for the greater good, I guess. Um, so many other people around me though they've been like, oh, I feel like the misery of Christmas has been growing more. I mean, obviously it's not as fun when you're an adult, but like I feel like I've met more and more people who did not share the same sentiments when I was expressing my distaste. Where were you, you hypocrites? But yeah, I so it's kind of weird, kind of funny. Uh, I don't know. I convinced everybody to hate Christmas, and then now I psyop them, and I'm like, no, I'm celebrating this year. I doubt I had anything to do with their with their beliefs. I think people are just miserable. I think they are, and I was miserable too. Um, so like I said, anyone watching, I get it. I know firsthand what it means to feel hopeless, to feel misanthropic, to just feel useless, to feel like you're stuck in a hamster wheel going nowhere. Um, but you don't have to do that. If you don't want to live like that, and if you don't want to die, then you can get out of that hamster wheel, break out of the cage, run across the living room, flip your little middle hamster finger to your 6 year old girl owner. This is kidding. How long can I take this metaphor? Escape into the wild, even though hamsters don't live in the wild. I don't know where hamsters come from. You get what I mean. Just get out. Go. You set up your own, you construct your own prison. Although not completely. There is societal. You construct half your prison. Or some of it. I don't know. I'm gonna stop doing metaphors because this is getting weird. I wasn't prepared for this. If you want to change, if you want change in the world, you have to be that change. It's a coincidence, but last night I saw there was a Fred Rogers clip that I saw, and he was singing the song that "You Are Special, You Are My Friend," and I was tearing up because I don't know, I'm a loser, and I'm just looking into his eyes, and I'm just like, oh, he's singing to me, and he said it's what we do with our life. It's like the alphabet. The alphabet by itself doesn't mean anything, but what we do with those letters, we can spell we can make things like friend and love, and things he didn't say is we can also spell things like hate or greed or evil. So again, it's all the things that you do with this life. I don't know if I'm convincing anybody. I don't know if any, 14-year-old depressed person is watching this and just brushing me off like, oh, this stupid adult. I trust me, I was there. If I was like a year ago, a couple years ago, if I watched this, I would have just brushed this off and like, no, stop telling me to be happy. You know what you're talking about. That was me, and now I'm the person who is telling me. Now they're the young people and I'm the adult. But hey, keep living. You're gonna be me someday, you little twerp. um. Uh. He's not sure. I swear I'm gonna turn this off and think of something else I wanted to say. Earlier I mentioned Fred Rogers, but lately I've become a lot more interested in Steve Burns, or Steve from Blue's Clues, who is also a childhood hero of mine. And I've really resonated with his journey as for I think a lot of people who grew up with Blue's Clues and who also love Steve know this, but Steve never saw himself as being the host of a children's show. He was this skater punk kid. Like imagine Tony Hawk or Trent Reznor becoming the host of a TV show. Like that's basically what he felt like, and he had this imposter syndrome. Just basically all throughout production, despite how much of a great host he was, he just had this indeniable imposter syndrome, and he left the show at one point, and again he didn't know what to do with himself. He felt even worse. But I've heard him talk about his journey that he's had, and just meditating and getting mental help, and just seeing him come back from this depression and this turmoil and this anxiety that was just plaguing him for all his life. And this is like something you can send people, and people will be like, and people might say, oh, this ruined my childhood. Like, oh, to see Steve as like this guy who was hurting, this ruined my childhood. I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe that. If anything, I have a greater love and a greater respect for Steve after hearing that. Watching him, seeing just what a great host he was on that TV show, and knowing that he was dealing with things that nobody even knew, and then just seeing the way he come out of it, it's inspiring. That's human. As much as I love Fred Rogers, that's so rare for people to be just so insatiable, just airtight, pure. Like that doesn't exist really. But Steve is all of us. He was on a podcast talking about this Fred Rogers problem, and Fred Rogers is amazing. He says Fred Rogers is amazing too, but he said I am not Fred Rogers, and no one is. And I would say Fred Rogers is not Fred Rogers. Fred Rogers had a lot of issues too that we probably didn't get to see in the public eye. He had to have. Let me put it this way. Fred Rogers is who we want to be. Steve is who we are. And that is not a bad thing by any means at all. That despite all the conflicts storming inside your head, you can still triumph above that and be a great person and a fondly remembered, respected, and beloved person. You are going to die one day. What kind of life are you going to leave behind? I did briefly do this in a quick walk and talk video diary I did, but what kind of life? You have this one life. Are you going to live selfishly? Are you going to live lazily? Or are you going to build yourself, improve yourself, discipline yourself, make yourself a better person, help those around you? Because when you die, you won't truly die. You will live on through memories and through the deeds. We all exist as little droplets in this river of life that is always changing, always shifting. Every single action we do affects the timeline, the grand timeline, the grand scheme of our universe. How do you want to contribute to that? Because you are contributing to that, whether you know it or not. And I would imagine that most of us want to have a positive impact. Do you want to be on the wrong side of history? Do you want to be remembered as just an average person? Or will you have a positive impact on the world that you participate in? When you think about it, you really have no choice. But you also have the power and the potential. So please, I'm begging you, as someone who has just squashed their empathy down for all these years, and now realizing that it explodes like a spider web just across the whole globe. As someone who just cares about people in general and just wants people to be better and to live better. For someone who is just, it just breaks my heart every time I see someone waste their life, whether that just be living in stagnation or even just doing evil things. As much as as much as a part of me still despises them, I feel bad for them. You are strong enough to not fall into that. So please, I am begging you, with all the love in my heart, please, please don't do that. Please consider the life you live. And put love first. I care about the truth, and I don't want to come off as so many other misconstrued people tried to guide me in, just telling me, oh, just look at the bright side, look at the beauty. I care about the truth. And the truth is, there, there's a lot of terrible things in this world. Um, and so I don't want to come on and be like, oh, you're just looking at it wrong. I don't want to condemn anyone for thinking that because you're right. Pretty much everything you think, all the things that you're thinking and feeling, the reasoning that you just want to shut yourself off or maybe do worse things to yourself, you are right. You're probably right. So before I sign off, I want to say something that I actually kind of wanted to end my It's Okay to Be Sad video. I kind of wish I ended it like that. But I'll just say this. The world is a very meaningless place. And it's very sad, and it's very terrifying. This is not just a message to other people, but also just my own testimony, just where I'm at in my life journey right now. 3 decades around the sun. Um, I have shorter hair now. I have the haircut of mentally stable people. That's that shows. Even if I'm not quite there yet. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Um. Anyway, uh, I think that's a wrap. Um. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, all the people I know and love who are watching, thank you all so much. To my viewers who I may not have spoken to my online friends who I speak to a lot but don't have never met, to my friends in real life who don't even know that they pulled me out of this pit, and I genuinely love uh, just spending time with them. I look forward to my days now. I look forward to working on art and consuming art and seeing people. I look forward to all the things that uh, just sunk me down even lower. um. Anyway, yeah, just love yourself and remember that everyone around you also struggles with loving themselves and is looking for someone else to love them. So, thank you all. I love you all. God bless. And happy holidays. Make this holiday season, make your year. Holidays don't really matter. Just make your time worth it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
I wish I could see your face. Just look into your eyes and tell you how good it is to be here. Just to touch something. See, that's cold. I feel good. Here, to smoke. Have coffee. And if you do it together, it's fantastic. Or to draw. You know, you take a pencil and you make a dark line. Then you make a light line. And together it's a good line. But when your hands are cold, you rub them together. See, that's good. That feels good. There's so many good things. But you're not here. I'm here. I wish you were here. I wish you could talk to me. 'Cause I'm a friend. Compañero.